Go for it. Go for it. Well, it's been a few weeks, but we're back for our second episode of Lions Legacies. Here with the legend of Doncaster East himself, the president, Pete Sowersby. Pete, it's great to be back in the rooms as well, isn't it, down here at Zerby's Reserve?
Yeah, it's been a process. Obviously, we know what's going on around the world. Great to be back here. Great to have all our sponsors up. Great to see a few familiar faces. Good to see the under 18s, 19s still training out there, which is what we're all about here, Benny, and what an exciting show we have today.
Yeah, it's going to be really exciting as well. Get to a household name that gets talked around the club for every other time you come up here tonight in Ben Holmes. He'll be joining us, so looking forward to that one.
Yeah, Holmesy, great fellow, also an absolute superstar, probably, if not the best player I've ever played with and watched. And then our sponsor in Glenn Bird with Ramboard, and he's also got Lockley here, another one of his businesses. Also an ex-player, been a sponsor for, I'd say, 30-odd years or something like that, so he's an absolute legend around the club as well.
Are these free samples for us tonight sitting on the table?
I think so.
Oh, well, we'll have to ask him about that one. Can't wait for it. We'll be back right after this, and it'll be Ben Holmes right here on Lions Legacies. Well, it's episode 2 time on Lions Legacies, and I tell you what, this is a name that comes up every time you come up to the club. There's so many stories around it, and tonight, to tell us what legacy he left here at the Den at Zerby's Reserve, we have our special guest here, Benny Holmes. Welcome to Lions Legacies, mate.
Thanks, Benny. Cheers.
Mate, it's a pleasure to have you, and it's a pleasure to talk about your time here at the Doncaster East Football Club, because you're a dual best and fairest winner. You were a playing coach. You were only with the club for 4 seasons, but I tell you what, you definitely left your imprint around this place. And what does it feel like coming back to Doncaster East Football Club after so many years? And what do you feel when you walk through the doors here at Zerby's Reserve?
It's a good question. It hasn't changed too much. These were pretty state-of-the-art facilities still back 15, 16 years ago when I was here. So all inside's pretty much the same. It's funny, when I pulled up in the car park, I went for a bit of a walk on the oval because it's just an oval that I love to play on. Just love the size, the shape, feel for it. So I always can't help myself, so I always go for a bit of a stroll on an oval when I get to it. So it was good, brought back good memories.
And of course, Alfie's still behind the bar and in the club rooms as well, so not too much has changed, has it?
Exactly. Still looks good too, Alfie.
So, Benny, let's take it back. You were a White Friars boy, like us, we all three are.
Yep.
Holmesy was like the big one that everyone wanted to be, the guy who played at Eastern Rangers, walked around, close to getting drafted. Is that right?
Yeah, spoke to a couple of clubs.
Yeah. And then went to Vermont and supplisted Carlton, is that right? Is that
straight out of school, got supplisted to Richmond, so played Richmond. Well, back in '99, it was when the old reserves were in play.
Yeah.
So I went straight there for a year. Played Richmond. My backup club at that time was Box Hill Mustangs before they were the Hawks. So Box Hill Mustangs. So that was '99, and then 2000, my first year at Vermont.
And then they won the flag when you played. Is that 2001 when you kicked
2000 we lost it against East Build,
yeah.
And 2001 we won it against
Is that
East
when
Build.
you kicked 7 on the wing?
Yeah.
That's where your major mark is Benjamin Holmes around the local leagues. No, that nice payday for the rest of your career. I'm tipping after that game. But and then 2003 you come to Donny East.
2003, yep.
And Barry Higgins had a massive part of that, so he got you a job, is that correct?
Yeah, he did, yeah. I think it was 2002 I was at Vermont and then got picked up about round 8 from Vermont to go play Carlton's sup-list.
That's where Carlton, yep.
And then did that, got injured a fair bit in the second half of that year and kind of had 2 shots at the AFL thing, so this wasn't really for me. Yeah. And Barry had probably tried me since year 12, year 11, year 12 to come down here, and I landed a job with him and his family, and then moved down here.
What was it like those Barry meets? Because you hear that he would take everyone up to Leonardi's up the corner, and you get all the bells and whistles, the Barramundi put on show, and and what was it like, and how hard was it to convince you to come down to Doncaster East?
It wasn't too hard to convince me because I think at that stage, obviously still fairly young, I didn't have much resilience at that age, so I kind of was a little bit deflated with the whole AFL thing, so I was probably looking around and just seeing what to do. Barry just put a beautiful. I think we did go to Leonardo's up there, so he put a good offer on the table with a job and to come and play here. And I had a lot of mates here from school, so it felt like a good fit at the time. And I just wanted to play a bit more social football than trying to the pressures of AFL and so forth. So come down here, and I think we ate at Leonardo's for the next year every Friday. So.
We did have a lot of Whitefriars boys that you would have played with. And going back again, it was 99, the Whitefriars played on the MCG and won, was it 98 or 99 when you guys won the flag on the MCG?
97, I think we lost it by a point, and 98 we won it by a point.
At the G, yeah, that would have been a huge experience.
That was the Herald Shield or something back then, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think we won the cup, which we put him into the Shield. I think that's the game.
And Webby was the captain, Fathead Webb.
Yeah, it's still his claim to fame.
He's played about 3 games here. He says he's played 150, but anyway, won't go there. How are you, Webby? And then the same year, many people wouldn't know this, you played for Heathmont against Donny East in the grand final and beat us, correct?
It's the same. Yeah, it would have been. Yeah. So year 12, I was playing my junior football club with Heatherdale.
Yep.
They'd merged, I think, that year with Heathmont.
Yep.
So it was a bit of a funny affiliation. I was playing Eastern Rangers football. I think we had 2 buys for the year that I went back and played with them. I think you had to play 3 to qualify back then. And so I think one week they played short and put my name on the sheet, much to the disgust of the Donny.
Let's claim it.
And it was good because at school at Whitefriars, half the year 12s played at Heathmont, half the year 12s played at Doncaster East. So they didn't know I was playing. I think they had Donny East had their suspicions, but they put me in a car at the back and stuck me in the back door. And I swear, when we were doing the national anthem before the grand final, I reckon I had about 22 eyes just staring at me, lining up. So, but the Heathmont got up that day.
Yeah, that's right. And then, so we'll go back to your career here. So it started in 2003. We were a successful side, but never won a flag. Who were some of the players then that you enjoyed playing with and you thought could go to and probably we're playing 3rd division there, nothing wrong with that. We all love the club, but to play at a higher level like Murph and Althea and guys like that would have been pretty great to play with, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
Molinaro.
Yeah, we had a fairly young list, really. We had the experienced guys with, who I really enjoyed playing with was Fairest first year and Al Delenko in my first year. Those guys were still around. But just super good young talent team with Althea, Murphy, like you mentioned. Adam was a little bit older, but our captain, and did a good job at that. And I think little Chappie down the forward pocket was pretty handy. Then you had Emil at centre forward and his brother in the ruck. So we had a pretty talented side.
Big Johnny Blythe.
Big Johnny Blythe,
the kid. The kid.
He was about 17 for about 10 years.
Yeah, that's right. He still nicknamed the kid, which is great.
Yeah.
And then obviously we won 2 best and fairest here. Then 2006, Paris left, went to Croydon South. You were only 25, I think, and took on playing coach.
Yeah. I mean, hindsight's a beautiful thing, but way too young really to coach. Probably couldn't have told me when I was 25.
Yeah.
But in hindsight now, it was I was way too young. But yeah, playing coach at 25, but it was a good experience.
You were pretty stiff though. I think Murph. No, Murph didn't go overseas that year, but we had a lot of injuries and a lot of retirees. I remember that year.
Yeah.
We just missed out on finals.
Yep.
And then 2007, the Basin, where Jody, your wife's family's involved. So they wanted you. Did you coach there or?
No. I think the whole thing around that year, and I didn't really enjoy my year. I don't think that's any secret, but I think I just wanted a change. Yeah. Went down there, probably played 1 game and really didn't enjoy it. I think it was Division 4 football.
Yeah.
Was very bored. But I think we had an okay year. We might have played finals. But I knew pretty much by about round 3, I think I signed a contract with Vermont to go back the following year.
Yeah. So then 2008, back to Vermont?
Yep. Yeah, just wanting to play good footy again. That's pretty much all that come down to. So
lost the GF.
Played in the grand final against Bourne and lost that. Yeah.
And then Peninsula, right, where you've fallen in love with it down there. You live down there.
Yeah, we live down there now. So the whole Peninsula thing come about. I was at Vermont end of 08 and got a new job, kind of in August, September. So right at the end of the season, which was a big career change for me. I wanted to invest more time into work. So the Rye guys were watching the Eastern Footy League, I don't know if they were scouting or whatever they were doing, but they come up to me after the grand final and said, "We'd love to have a chat with you." Wasn't really in the mood to talk because we just lost the granny, but they followed through. It worked well with work because they said, just come down once a week and train. And then, so that Vermont that day was, that year was, we were training 3 times a week, pretty still semi-professional, quite full on. So the one night a week really appealed to me, so that's what got me down to Rye,
And then, so you coached there, but not the first few years. Coached there for a couple of years. We played you in a pracky actually. It's probably my best.
Yeah, you did.
Who won that one? Who won that one?
They did. Yeah, but I think they had 30, but we won't talk about that. It's not about me. No. Only time. No.
I played the first 2 seasons just as a player, and then took over as playing coach for the next 3, I think. Yep.
And then, sorry, Benny, I'm asking all questions. I didn't know this. You told me just before you retired for 3 years.
Yeah, so I retired. I think it was end of 14, so I think I was not playing 15, 16, 17. Rye pulled me back in, I think, at the end of 15.
Yeah.
All the Vermont boys that I used to play with in 08 had gone down there, Ryan Mullet.
Oh, the cartel went down
there. They were ringing kind of all year as they come back. And then, so I did that, and I think I went there, we were on top of the ladder. There was about 5 or 6 games to go, and we didn't play finals. So I didn't help them that year, that's for sure. So again, so I hung it up again and was out of footy completely for 2 years before playing just around the corner from my house down at Dramana, which is in the same competition, which was a pretty tough pill to swallow for the first game.
From what you were saying is that the guy who was coaching your son was still involved at Dramana, is that right? And that's how you got to there, or how did
a bloke called Ricky Johnson, who we had a lot of battles against. So I played pretty much centre forward for Rye on the footy, and he played centre back, and we played on each other quite a lot. Very handy footballer, and he took over as coach. We had kind of an appreciation for one another, and spoke to him, and a lot of the local guys live in the same street that I live in. So it was just an easy fit. My kids were playing junior football there. I was down there 3 nights a week with them doing junior footy, so I started training and ended up having 2 really good years.
And then back to back, sorry Benny, back to back at which is amazing, Div 1, and then going into the big league and winning, which I rang you and spoke to you about, because obviously we were trying to do the same thing this year. Obviously we can't, but how was that? And was there many changes in the list to get you to win against Sorrento in the big one last year?
There wasn't. If anything, we probably lost more talent after we won Division 2. Myself, a few of the older guys had retired. They picked up some young guys, but they were pretty inexperienced, but had a bit of ability. So if anything, we probably added a little bit of leg speed, which helped us massively going to Division 1. Division 1 was just a faster brand of football. Bigger set. The guys were bigger sets, so our fast brand actually stuck out very well there, and they couldn't run with us. So that's pretty much how we won our games in Division 1.
How many games do you think you've played over your career? Have you totaled that?
I tried to, because someone asked me that at Dramana the other year, game face. I think it's around 320.
Okay, so you've hit the 300 mark, which is essentially it's legend status. You've got 4 boys as well.
Yeah, 4 boys. Yep.
Which is fantastic for you. Jody just kept wanting to go for one more, and then you just kept getting another son, which is great. Are they all into their football? Do they love it? Do they get out there on the
my oldest one, I'm coaching his under 16 team at the moment down at Dramana. I've got another pretty talented kid who plays in the under 12s. And then the third one's just starting Auskick this year. So he's wrapped because he got his email the other day saying Auskick's back on. So he starts his first Auskick in about 2 weeks' time. Yeah,
it's good that they're still sticking with the junior football side of things. What was the difference between playing in the Eastern Football League and then moving down to the Mornington Peninsula and playing in a different league altogether? Were there many differences between the two? I'm just intrigued to see how that goes, because I know it's a lot more probably community based down by the water.
Yeah, but when I first went there, it was they kind of set the division, or it wasn't divisions, and they set it up geographically. So it was kind of everyone from Frankston to Sorrento played each other, and then from kind of Frankston up to Bond Beach, Chelsea Way, all played. And it wasn't until 2018, I think was the first year, they made 2 divisions and they actually divided it, said the better teams play in Division 1, the other teams play in Division 2. So when I first went, it was very community, like you said, big crowds. Being a holiday area, we had the Good Friday games.
That was awesome down at Ryan.
Yeah.
That was amazing, yeah.
So you're getting 5,000 to the games. Helped my body because I didn't go down there till about 28, 29, so having the sand under your feet made a massive difference in recovery. It was good times.
Was there, would you say which comp would be better footy, or it's hard to sort of different styles?
Early days when I went down there, I was trying to compare because I only knew EFL when it came to local footy, and I thought, we sit around 2nd division, maybe top end 3rd when we first went there.
Yeah.
But then some of the better teams, the Serenos, recently now Franks and YCWs, I'm pretty sure they would be able to run with some of the better teams up here.
Got you. Yeah.
But it was kind of hard. There was too much of a difference from the top to the bottom. So I would probably say somewhere around Division 2 now.
Yeah.
If I was to put a mark on it,
And
or Division 1 that's now.
It's Premier, whatever it is. But and then off field, I saw you turn 40. And most people for their 40th go have 40 beers. Holmesy, the fitness fanatic, went with a mate and ran 40 kilometres. What was the idea behind that?
I didn't run it with a mate. I actually dragged my 11-year-old out and put him on the bike. Made him ride it. But a mate of mine just come up with. I do triathlons now, so I do the stupid Ironman races. So you're running kind of long distances all the time. So it wasn't too far of a stretch for me. It still hurts when you're on 40Ks. Yeah. But he said you got to run your age every year. So I'm not looking forward to turning 50.
Yeah, I was going to say.
I'm sure you'll still be fighting fit when it comes to 50. Let's talk about some of the coaches that you like. Obviously, you've coached yourself, but some of those mentors, those coaches that you played under over the years as well. Some of the standout ones. I know even when you obviously were under banners at Vermont. At a certain time, who's an interesting character and a super coach himself. But
he is,
let's talk about some of those mentorships that you played under.
Banners was really good to play under. Really thought about the game a lot and had a lot of time for his players, which was great. Probably biggest influence on me was a fellow called Brendan Mason. I had him kind of bottom age when I was at the Eastern Rangers, and then I got to play under him again at Box Hill, and I just found Brendan probably the best influence on my footy career. Yeah,
fantastic. Were there any major injuries that you had over this football journey? Have you been kissed?
I've been pretty lucky. I haven't gone through unscathed, that's for sure. I've done a medial in my knee that kept me out for about 8 weeks. When I was at Carlton, I did my Achilles, all the tendons in the back of my ankle, running into an open goal and got tackled from behind, so just the whole kind of foot come down. That hurt, and but other than that, just the normal standard injuries that might keep you out for a week or 2.
Oh, that's good. Who's your footy team, AFL?
Brisbane Lions. There's an old Fitzroy treasure.
Okay.
Yeah. Do you have much of an interest in that, or is it all about you've had your footy, then you've had the boys' footy? Is it that's where it all concentrates on?
I had a lot of interest in 01, 02, 03.
And, like all Fitzroy supporters.
It's died off the last few years, but they're coming back now, which is good. So I got a bit more interest. But no, you're right though. You follow guys that you kind of grew up with that got drafted, and you probably have more watching them and watching guys you know than probably when you were as a kid, where you were just so passionate about your own footy club. But now, as I get a bit older, I'm starting to get back into it a little bit.
Great.
So Holmesy, thank you very much for driving down from Dramana. You're always going to be a 2 times best and fairest winner at this club. Great bloke, always been a fantastic bloke. I loved you as a coach personally. I thought you were one of the better coach with all different types of people. Always welcome back here, and round 1 will be hopefully in 2021, the Ben Holmes Cup. All the best, mate. Thanks Holmesy.
Cheers, mate.
Great stuff, mate.
Thank you.
Episode 2 of Lions Legacies, and well, it's always our favourite segment because football clubs don't happen without the sponsorship of some great people around the local suburbs, and a man who has been all around it for this football club for such a long time, 3 decades in fact, or nearabouts, is Glenn Bird, and he joins us tonight on Lions Legacies. G'day, Betty.
Hey, Betty, how you doing?
Fantastic, mate. Great to have you on board, and we're going to talk about a couple of your brands that are important to this football club, and we want everybody who's involved at Doncaster East and wider to get behind these brands, don't we, Pete?
Absolutely. As I said, Glenn been an absolute huge sponsor of his footy club for a long, long time. Very well-known face around the footy club. We'll speak about his items later and how he does sponsor and how long our sponsor.
Probably should give them. We should actually say what the names are as well. We've got Ramboard.
Where are they? Somewhere here. Where are they? Up there.
Right up the top.
And then Glenn's new company, Lockley, which we'll go into later. But that's your new project, which is exciting. And let's go back to when it all started here. Beverly Hills, wasn't it? It wasn't Doncaster East then, was it? Is that correct?
It was Beverly Hills Football Club, which was probably an extension of the junior football club then. But
Yep.
2 clubs that never really got along. I think my first year was 1984.
That's what I was
I didn't play any junior football as such.
Yeah.
A lot of my mates now probably say that explains everything. But pretty much when I came to the club, look, it was a struggling club.
Yeah.
We didn't pay any players, so they're always competitive, but to go to the next level, you need 4 or 5 of the better type players. So it pretty much struggled along. So I started playing, just trying to, get...
Kaz got you down?
No, it was actually Wayne Sharkey's father, Ian Sharkey, got me down, who were good friends of my parents. So look, I played for a couple of years, then I went off to the USA to live in 1987-88 to Orlando, Florida. So I came back in 1988 and played, I think, half a year. Then the next year we started off, and the president at that time was Billy Henry, and he was struggling. I think he was planning on going back to England. So it was one Sunday morning after playing here at Zerby's on a Sunday morning. We'd been partying, as we'd probably known for Beverly Hills back in those days. So I think we finished up at 5 a.m. and I had Billy Henry knocking on the door at 8 a.m. on the Sunday morning. So we weren't too flash. So anyway, he sat me down in his tone and said pretty much, Glenn, that look, I know you're young, but I'm going to England and I'd like you to be president of the football club.
Should have something common.
So, I'm thinking 26, 27 years of age, trying to start a career, just got back from America and I just want to have fun and just want to play footy pretty much. So he said, well, I'm going. So it left us with basically no president. So what we did was we sort of made do for that year. We brought in 2 guys, which was called Paul Kerrigan's father and Simon Rue's father, which was David Rue's.
Yep.
And they basically were the pseudo-presidents to get us through that year. And pretty much from there, we struggled a little bit.
Yeah.
So the club was just going through you could say really the motions, we're just trying to survive.
Yeah. It's more about the off-field.
It was more about the off-field. The Saturday nights we'd lose games by 20 goals, but we had fun on the Saturday night,
right,
which was...
All saving yourself for Saturday night.
I know, exactly right. Yeah. Don't go too hard in the fourth quarter because it might affect your Saturday night.
Yeah.
No, there's no truth in that, of course, but yeah. So look, we were struggling for sponsorship. We were struggling just all around. We had some good young players coming through at that time from Beverly Hills, but Paul Kerrigan, Greg Chambers at that time, myself, we're trying to chase sponsorship. We're going to the local shops around here. No one knew who Beverly Hills Football Club was. So then we took up the decision that we should change the Doncaster East Football Club. And so we pretty much did that in 1991. And look, I'm not good going backwards. I'm probably a person that is probably better off going forwards. So if I'm a little bit out with the dates, just take it on board that it's nothing. I'm not offending anybody.
That's what red wine will do to you.
Red wine will do that to you after for a long time. So we at 1991 we sort of we thought we got some good young players and we need somebody that's like a father figure or like not a father figure but a good footballer, more of a Pied Piper, a man that can lead young men and take us forward. And that time it was Dallas Van Unen.
Yeah.
So Dallas Van Unen came into the club and he did everything that we really wanted him to do. He was sensational.
And then 93 won the flag, is that right?
So no, in between that, then I had an approach. So we've changed the football club's name from Beverly Hills to Doncaster East, which a lot of people weren't happy about, but we just thought it was probably the best thing going forward. Then I had a guy called Barry Higgins, who had children playing for Beverly Hills.
Mentioned on every show, Bazza. Absolutely.
And
Rightfully so too.
Yep.
Baz gave me a call and, Bertie, what are you doing? You know how we love him. Leonardi's, Tank Palace, I could go on.
Yeah.
So he sat me down, he said, Bertie, look, I know your football club's struggling and look, I would like to come on as president. And I have to say that from that day on, the football club's just gone ahead, leaps and bounds, because what he gave us business acumen. He was Sir Lunchalon, as we used to call him. He just worked everybody. And with that, he was involved with Wattle Park Football Club, and he brought down 3 to 5 really, really good footballers. And, you know, from then we got sponsorship. We changed our jumpers to then the Adelaide Crows.
Yeah.
And from that moment on, it was just we just grew.
Yeah. And Baz always made everyone feel welcome when they come to the footy club. I miss him. He's an absolute legend. But then, 93 won the flag with Dallas. Is that right? Then
we won the flag with Dallas and Swabby as the coach that came across from Wattle Park.
Then we've got a habit, didn't we? We're in 3rd division for 13 years, is that right, or something like that?
That's right.
And then we went to 2nd division, we're there for 10 years. We stayed in
but
division.
Go back a bit. we were very unlucky during the 3rd division years.
We know that,
we lost a couple of grand finals. Benny Holmes, who's speaking afterwards, he would know very much about that.
Yeah. No, I mean, it's been, don't get me wrong, we've had a lot of fun, we've had success, even though we haven't won the club. But now, you're here, we're in Premier Division, we haven't played there yet. We know we've done something now over life, not to actually
it's pretty incredible, isn't it? Yeah.
Playing Premier Division. But how do you see the club now, from a guy like you who's sponsored for so many years, and we appreciate that, the club now with blokes like Simon White, Sam Rowe, Zach Clark, Mav Weller, but not just that, good young guys coming through from Beverly Hills, you must be proud as a supporter, sponsor, to see where the club's going.
Absolutely. Paul Carrigan and myself, when we were playing in 4th Division, we used to dream. We used to have Saturday night dreams that one day we'd be playing against Vermont in Premier Division 1 in those days. And those times probably back, it was just a dream.
Yeah.
It was never ever going to happen. You know, because you come from the club that's struggling to where we are now. It's just quite an incredible climb.
Yeah.
It's amazing. It's absolutely amazing, especially in the demographic that the club finds itself these days out in Doncaster East and the surrounding suburbs. They're an older suburb. There's a lot of Asians around that have moved across and settled in Melbourne as well. So it has made it tougher. So it's hats off to everybody involved to get the club to where it is, which is obviously a huge part from being a player and then a major sponsor coming through to this stage now. And let's talk about these businesses as well. Successful businesses, very successful businesses. Ramboard, a major sponsor of the football club for a number of years now. We're just going to have a little look at one of these. Have a look at this video. I'm going to paint the picture a little bit about what Ramboard does, and then we'll come back and we'll chat to Bertie about it.
Ramboard, the #1 choice in heavy-duty floor protection since 1999. Trusted by contractors worldwide, it's the only board engineered with flex fiber technology, which provides unmatched protection from impact while remaining breathable. This allows for the proper curing of new floors. Its proven durability holds up to even the most demanding job site conditions. Ramboard's exclusive Spill Guard feature offers added protection against water, paint, mud, and more, and it's reusable. Contractors demand it. Ramboard delivers.
Well, there you go. So you're the man at the helm. Let's talk about Ramboard, and we know that they sponsor and do a great job here at Doncaster East. But what can it provide the community out there and all those builders and such?
Well, it's a business I've had for about 5 years now, and basically it started from nothing, and basically through the football club, really. A lot of builders are involved with the football club. You know, Porter Davis Homes, Lowther Builders, and a few others. And in the earlier days, they assisted me in getting that product, you know, out to use in their building companies. So it's a great product. It pretty much replaces MDF and core flute on the floor. So anybody that's needing temporary flooring protection over your floorboards or carpet, as you saw by the video, it's a great product to use. Manufactured in the USA and very effective to use. So to those people that are thinking, why should I sponsor a football club? Well, I can speak freely here that it's really benefited me a lot from sponsoring the football club. Not only just the brand and the products and the networking, but also just the community of being here on a Saturday afternoon and being involved with the football club.
And Lockley is your new one. So tell us about this.
Well, let's before we do hear about Lockley, let's watch another clip because you've come very organised tonight, very professional. We are here on Lions Legacies.
It's very unlike us, right? Yeah.
Let's have a look at this and we'll come right back.
Homes are getting a whole lot smarter, and smart home security is important to those wanting to protect their family, business and rental properties. Smart home security begins at your front door. But with so many options, it's difficult to know where to begin or which devices you should consider. Live video from some of today's popular video doorbells are often slow to connect, and depending on their location, you often can't see exactly who's there. Smart locks are great for securing your home, but they don't show or record who or when someone is at your door. And these two smart devices don't actually work together, so they aren't really all that smart. Introducing Lockley Vision, an all-in-one smart lock with an integrated HD video doorbell. Vision combines the best features of today's video doorbells with the award-winning features and security that has become synonymous with Lockley's smart locks. See, hear, and speak to visitors from anywhere using your smartphone. One click quickly connects to Vision's live view to see who is directly in front of your door. Built-in call buttons sound an alert, allowing for two-way conversation via your smartphone from anywhere. Great for leaving instructions or welcoming a guest. Quickly access HD video history of your door's activity via the cloud or with built-in SD memory card storage. Lockley Vision includes all the award-winning features that set Lockley apart from ordinary locks, including 5 ways to access. Access by using your finger with the biometric 3D fingerprint sensor. Enter your access code by using the patented Peek-Proof Pin Genie digital touchscreen. Unlock, lock or check door status through Lockley's smartphone app, or by simply using your voice through Alexa, Google Assistant or Siri. And for peace of mind, you can still access with the use of a physical key. Plus, only Lockley features permanent and temporary offline access codes that work without a Wi-Fi connection. Lockley has created a beautifully designed, easy-to-install plug-and-play smart lock that's perfect for securing homes, offices, and rental properties. Lockley Vision is the all-in-one solution for securing your door and granting access to your trusted circle of family, friends, and service providers. Stay safe and secure while knowing who is at your front door. Lockley, the world's most advanced and secure smart lock.
Yeah, so tell us about this. We just saw the link. How's this work? Is it touch, is it? Is that how it is?
Well, this is probably I'm really excited about the innovation of this product. There's a lot of digital locks on the market at the moment, but this one is not only digital lock fingerprint recognition, but also it's got a doorbell on it, as well as HD video. So if you can imagine, if someone comes to your house, they push the doorbell, it comes up on your mobile phone, as you saw by the video, and straight away you can see who's at your front door. And if you want, you can let him in with the parcel, and you can see if the door's closed or open. But pretty much you can see by the video the explanation without me going into more detail. But very, very excited, very excited.
That's great.
What's that going to set you back, a lock like that?
We're due for release on this one. It's probably around about probably 670, 660.
Mm-hmm. If you mention the show, you'll give it to you for 680.
No, you've got to buy a membership and a platinum membership to get any discount.
Well,
on these
actually,
680.
Actually, Pete and I were talking before this, and we're talking about for the Doncaster East members that if they are to purchase one, not only will they get a discount from me doing direct, but also there'll be some monies that'll go back to the football club as well.
Amazing.
So Pete and I will firm that up later on.
Yep.
But I think it's something really good for the football club.
Yep. And going back to footy, fantastic. Thank you very much for the sponsorship. 30, 40 next year?
Maybe, yeah.
No, and three of the best your three favourite, your best players you've had at Donny East, do you reckon you've watched?
I think in the early days, probably Russell Stratton.
He won
It's
6 BNFs, didn't
he won 6
And
BNFs.
comps as
It was just, it was just unbelievable.
Yeah.
I mean, you look at him and people just go, that's Russell Stratton, and just, oh my God, just 35, you get heavily tagged, you get punched. They did everything to try and to hurt him, but he just kept, and we got him at the later stage of his career as well.
Yeah.
Amazing footballer. Another jet that came down from Wattle Park was Billy Medley.
Yeah, yeah.
There's a lot of names I could go on about, but they're the ones that stick. But probably the recent one of my favourite is probably Lee Murphy.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, I mean, I've been around, probably grew up with Lee Murphy.
Yeah.
Ben Holmes, was speaking about Ben Holmes before. I probably saw best game I've ever seen a player play in Eastern Football League was against, I forget which year it was. It's probably 19.
It was 2006.
Is that a pre?
It was 2006. It was when he was coach against Fairest. Murph spoke about it.
I think Murph.
South Croydon. And I don't think he can remember the game, which is unfortunate because it was just unbelievable.
Yeah.
You know, I saw some talent, Justin Van Unen, when he was really young. Oh my God, he was talented.
What about like lately? We've won 2 flags. You know, guys like Jakey Summers, Whitey. The consistency of those two.
If you come back to that, may I go back a bit and just, you know, players like Moller, Shane McCluskey. I've got a bit of a list here, and you know, the Partheniti brothers, especially Ash O'Neill as well. In that period was sensational.
Ash O'Neill, the smiling assassin.
Yeah,
So,
I know.
Yeah, love Ash.
Had lunch with brother Ash just a couple of weeks ago, but all
We'll have to
good.
get him on the show.
Yep, you have to get him on the
well,
show.
we're
Yeah,
sponsors
let me interview him, it'd be good.
Yeah.
And also another special mention too along that journey was Cameron Gillette as well.
Yeah.
Remember Razor, who won us
I
the
do.
2007 grand final, was it? 2007?
2007. we were on
Yeah.
that.
And then of course, who can forget the journey as well with Carl Peterson?
Yeah, he was
Remember Carl Peterson?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
We
And
lost a game by 12 goals to Montrose, maybe 15, and he kicked 9 goals. I think we kicked 10 for the game. Do you remember that at Montrose?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
He sat on blokes' heads a lot there.
Yeah.
Tomorrow he was an absolute freak.
And I probably in the, not just lately, but probably in the last 4 or 5 years, who can forget Shane Tennant?
Yeah.
Shane Tennant. Micah Stevens is probably my favourite player, probably, just recently, and Dogger, the full forward.
Yeah, Doggers.
I mean, there was some fun times with the journey with the football club.
Yeah.
But probably, you asked me about Simon White.
Yeah.
Simon White, I speak highly of him because ever since he's come to this football club, he's taken us to the next level.
Yeah.
And anyone that's met him is just, look, it's just...
Who's his professionalism?
There's just, I can't see any faults. He's a really good leader of the football club and great to have him here, pretty much.
Yeah.
But Micah Stevens, he's another one that's come to this football club, and speak highly of him as a person. As that game against Knox in that grand final,
We lost, yeah.
I mean, he almost got us there
Yeah.
himself, didn't he? Just
Absolutely.
unbelievable game. Some of the players coming through the ranks right now, Jimmy Appleby,
Yeah.
everyone knows he's one of my favourite players going around. He's a
yeah.
gun. So look, there's a lot of people that you can...
And we appreciate you coming on the show, Bertie, but the old club rooms, I heard that you guys built those, is that right? Might tell
Yeah,
me
it
you
was
built
it was
those.
before my time.
Oh, was it? Yeah.
Because if I had something to do with build it wouldn't be standing.
As they say, if those walls could speak, I could only imagine.
I'm just a marketing guy. I'm not a builder, mate.
You can lock it up. You can't build
Yeah.
it.
That's exactly right. I can provide the locks, but anyway, I reckon the locks I provided in those days wouldn't have stopped anyone getting in.
I agree. Bertie, thank you so much for coming on. Honestly, for sponsoring the footy club for so many years, a major sponsor too. It's not, small dollars. It's worth speaking to you on the phone most days. We love footy. It's good to see you in Melbourne for lunch. You can't go away anywhere.
I know, it's very depressing.
Yeah, and we appreciate it. We're sure we'll see you here a lot longer with your son Josh running around. And as I said, you're a great man, a good mate of mine, and a great person around this footy club. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Peter. Love my football club. Thanks very much.
And you'll be able to see, you would have seen the links underneath right throughout, having a chat to Bertie as well. So Ramboard, for all those temporary floorings that you need while you build the place, when it's done, you can lock it up with Lockley as well. So get on board.
Oh, and we've both played 270 games, so
270.
I think I played more though because I filled in.
How,
Which
I still
one counted?
got time.
how many did you kick on the left? Because he reckons about 500.
That's
I
kicks.
reckon
That's kicks.
I didn't kick any on the left, mate.
Great stuff, mate.
Somebody's head.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
Well, that's a wrap for Lions Legacies for another week now. 2 episodes down. Can't wait already for the next one. But that's fantastic, wasn't it? You get to talk to a champion of the football club in Benny Holmes, and then also another champion of the footy club and major sponsor these days in Birdie. How good is it?
Holmesy driving down from Germano, we appreciate that, but just a really good bloke. And then Glenn Bird, guys who made this footy club, really, you look at the journey at to take over as president and just really grown this footy club to hopefully a Premier Division successful club in years to come. So Benny, another great episode.
Love it.
Cheers.
Cheers to you, Pete. Ramboard and Lockley, get around it.
Da 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 da.